Hello, gamers and geeks, and welcome to another roleplay session. We're playing the Fall of Misra today, a fun homebrewed campaign. And yeah, if you like this sort of content, remember to like and subscribe, and of course, come find us on Games and Geekery, on the Games and Geekery Discord server. There's a link in the description below. Hello. Would the players like to introduce us to their characters, please?
I am playing Chahalis, the warlock gnomic Earth Genasi, who you can probably keep safe with the egg. I personally would trust him.
Mm-hmm. And who else?
I'm Frank Swiftwing, a Owlin with Dampier features, samurai fighter, dragon monk, and seems to get more confused at random times, it seems.
Okay.
Well, you guys don't use trinkets. Bleh.
How would you use trinkets on Discord?
What?
No.
Trinket?
Who next?
I don't think Sean meant Discord trinkets.
Yeah, I don't know what she's talking about. Anyway,
Don't worry.
Tommy?
Alright, I am a Tommy Tauntaun, but my friends call me Tommy. I am a Warforged Artificer. Currently in the middle of something. I have no idea what. We'll figure it out.
Picking some new
Let's
spells, apparently.
Yeah, let's just hope it's not the kind of thing that'll get us all killed.
Maybe.
Yeah, that makes it fun.
It's fine.
Obdal, have you
I can just
yourself?
Not yet. I play Obdal College of Creation Bard, who took a couple of levels in Cleric, and is surprised the party does not use things like gold and other trinkets for trade. Like this is very
that's what you're talking
where
about.
he's from.
That's what.
And he does not know why his acquaintances are confused by this.
Mm-hmm.
Booze?
Confused.
Confusticated.
Yes,
Unfuzzled.
Bamboozled.
Confusion.
So,
Yes.
what happened last
Hoodwinked.
time?
Yes. After we had we started the session back in the temple made by Obdal,
Mm-hmm.
and where Ditcher tried to get alone with the egg. Which resulted with him very quickly getting sent out to do recon with Frank.
Mm-hmm.
This was when we met a frog. I say frog in heavy quotation marks. In heavy air quotes. Yeah, this frog quickly dropped its facade and turned into a fiend.
Yeah, as far as I can tell, managed to make Frank his bitch.
Yeah, it made Frank his bitch. Who was called Evil Little Shit, or it sounds like that in common.
Mm-hmm.
We managed to kill it eventually, after the party stepped in. It exploded and then dropped a glassy black heart with some mysterious writing. This was its summoning phrase, and that's where we found out that it got translated after a while. Well, it didn't get translated. It got a praise weapon, or no, detect magic.
Mm-hmm.
It got detect magic, and it was a summoning thing with the summoning phrase of "evil little shit"
Yeah. Hold on.
or something that sounds like that.
Yes. I need to remove a pesky drive that's being a shit.
Yes. Ooh, okay. That's fun. Anyway, did you attune to this and summoned it? He got very beat up to part of this. As a result, the party joined and then shot it to death to test out the new fancy gun they had. Because as they did, as you do.
Yeah.
Party then decided to explore a bit. We decided to first go to the rocky crag, like cone of rock where
Yeah.
the bit that got
had been the top of the great mountain that blew.
Yes.
Landed several miles away in this location, and yes.
Oh, thank you. I was yes. My bullet. I'm surprised I'm rambling when I've got my bullet points like this, or that might be the reason I'm rambling. Yeah, the party decided to head there. We got to when we got there, we found some dwarves. I can't remember the exact brand of family of dwarves that were going there. I didn't get that in my notes, but
they were proto-dwarves of some kind.
Yes, proto-dwarves, but there was a family name given, and it was something. It was something cool. It was something Muckbeard. It wasn't Muckbeard's man, but I'm just gonna say I'm just gonna say they were beardy. They were the beardy book.
Something like the Stout Heart clan or something.
Stout Heart, that's it. Yeah, the Stout said they were Stout Heart clan, and they told us to piss off and find a different area to claim. As we were leaving, as we were about to leave, the rocks surrounded them just exploded. It erupted as a Tarask appeared. Because as it does. This prompted us to quickly run, and we watched as it ripped the dwarves to shreds. Yeah. As we were flying away, evil little shit, or ELS, I need to bold that. The fiend, the ELS fiend, randomly appeared and tried to breach the egg and corrupt it. Ooh. Oh no. Randomly, totally.
Nobody called him.
Yeah. Nobody called him. Not at all.
So, if my memory serves right, the party did kind of make it clear to Deck that don't test the party's patience.
Yeah. Oh, they absolutely did. Yeah. We then decided to fly north to escape the Trask and just to get away. Where we came across a lovely, quaint little house next to a river with a nice little water mill. Where we greeted we were greeted by who I assumed is an old man. This wasn't quite a detail given directly to us, but a man named Vic.
Maybe old compared to you.
True. I just kind of got old vibes from him. Anyway, yeah, we got greeted by him. Who we asked for rest in order for protection. He said, "What are you doing? Why are you being stupid? Are you stop trying to rob me?" Well, we weren't trying to rob him. So we paid for access to it. This was paid for food, ale, and shelter. We then suggested he could profit from this, maybe start an inn. where Vic quite shortly trauma dumped on us, saying he was never going to be successful, and he wasn't smart enough to run a successful business, essentially. And then we got fed and watered, and supplied a bale of hay in the corner to sleep, or a pile of hay.
Yeah.
And that's where we pinned it after we were long rest.
Anything in particular you would have been doing during the downtime of your long rest?
Probably standard monk training stuff. Though
Since
obviously,
Tommy would have walked out during the when they were eating food.
I'm sorry?
I said since Tommy technically doesn't eat or drink, he probably would have walked out while they were eating.
Fair. And what would he have done? Just watch the Tarrasque from a distance?
Pretty much. Just questioning how something like could be more destructive than the dragons themselves. Obviously, he's curious about the creature, but he's also not dumb enough to get too close to it.
It does look sort of pseudo-draconic. It just doesn't have wings. And there's something dumb about it. It's clearly a vicious brute rather than being smart and cunning at all.
Yeah, but that's what probably makes it more vicious. Something like that doesn't think, just goes off of instinct. Thus, it destroys most of the time.
Yep. Yeah.
And he'll do that until he feels the need to go back inside.
All right.
Sure would probably also go outside just as a thing. Oh, well, I might as well go out there, act as a warning.
Act as a warning?
Yeah, just to see if it heads away.
Oh, so you're going to keep an eye out to see if the Tarrasque starts coming towards you?
Yes. Frank, you can tell there's something not truthful about that. Or someone with high passive.
Let's see who does have the highest passive insight. Well, it certainly ain't Brom. Yeah, Frank does actually have a passive of 19. Obdal has
24.
Obdal has a passive of 21.
Oh yeah, Frank and Updale both know that's a lie.
Ubdal wraps himself around the egg protectively. Even though his wings aren't huge, he still puts his wings around the egg.
It's doable.
Does a slight little tiefling hiss. Curls up next to egg.
I presume you're curling up around the area that was cracked, that allowed that thing to get in?
That was the slot used to check on the egg, cast light and all that. I am making sure it's closed.
Uh-huh. So yeah, you're protecting the incubator. The
If
incubator,
it was possible for Ubdal to sleep on top of the incubator, he will.
You know there's a demon inside that incubator, right?
No, we killed the demon.
Yeah, they got Spirit Guardian to death.
Ah, fair.
What are you talking about? Was evil little shit?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure last session Frank pulled him out.
Yeah, Frank.
Yeah, I yanked that little shit out.
Yeah, because him and Ditcher had a conversation after that about something we weren't there to be present for.
Yeah. First certain Frank bitched him out about it.
Oh, he did.
I mean, I threatened to make his death permanent.
curls over egg. It's going to be a pretty awkward night's sleep for Updow.
Yeah. The Tarask seems to be smashing rocks for what seems like hours, and then burrows itself amongst the largest chunks of rock, and then everything goes quiet.
Oh well. Good thing we don't have to deal with that. We probably could have done something to save them. Maybe. No, we couldn't. We would have died. That sacrifice would be in vain. Oh. Why am I feeling this way? They were insignificant. Oh well. That's a later quandary.
Why do I feel guilt?
Indeed. Oh well. I'll go and I might as well go back inside and tell them the good news.
And what is the good news?
He'll pop back in and say, the thing's stopped its rampage, I think. I think it stopped its rampage. And
Okay.
looks like it's burrowed. So we should be safe for a while. Just avoid that area. Somehow.
Have noted.
Yeah. Okay.
Hiss.
What's the hissing for?
Hiss.
I've done nothing.
Or hiss.
Yeah, don't mind her. He's become a little paranoid since that little shit tried that.
Hiss.
Did you get any sleep at all up there?
Which little shit are you referring to?
That little... He's referring to the imp.
Okay, you didn't fall for it. That's okay.
Hiss.
Ditch or hiss back.
Hiss.
Okay. So, Vic comes down. Asks if any of you managed to get any sleep with all the noise coming from the Tarask to the south.
That's what it's called.
Well,
Mm.
well, he doesn't actually call it the Tarask thing. He says that thing.
Yeah. You'd be surprised what kind of sleep you can get in the meditative trance.
So that's really nothing compared to the undead.
Hmm.
We should call it. Yeah, I suppose. You didn't happen to see any of those about, did you?
I was out there for a while. I can't say I saw anything.
You didn't see anything, or you can't say that you saw anything?
I didn't see anything.
Okay.
And if I did, it'd be very dead. Well, very, very dead, I guess.
Extra dead.
Yes.
Hiss. So, what else or who else is around here? Hiss. Glares at the
Ditcher.
Just call him Ditcher.
Okay, glares at Ditcher.
You know. It's monsters like that that make it hard to find a way to settle down and have a family, you know.
Yeah.
Every day it seems like there's more of it about. Now we've got the undead too. As if
Whoa.
the giants and the griffins weren't enough.
Oh, those
We're
giant
actually trying
lumbering creatures.
Sorry.
We're actually trying to solve for the undead problem.
Oh, you are? Well, I don't have much for a reward, I'm afraid, but
Not asking for any reward, but we're working on it.
well, what I was gonna say is that as long as you keep killing monsters, there'll always be a bed for you here.
Duly noted.
Oh, on that note, do you mind if I set a teleport circle nearby?
Sure, knock yourself out. You know, we did have a group of heroes come through here. One of them was all decked out in shining armor. Called himself the Worm's Bane. Claimed he was going to kill all the dragons.
Yeah. It's like, shit.
Nudges Frank. Dragons are very big, very strong creatures. I doubt he's capable of that.
He had a couple of trophies to demonstrate that he'd already killed a couple.
Yeah, probably wormlings. Inexperienced babies. What kind of monster kills babies?
Yeah. Even my war game days, I didn't tend to go against infants.
To be fair, if that's true, killing them when they're still babies prevents them from becoming a bigger problem later.
And what's the problem with dragons? It's not like they live in this land.
They enslave people and eat them.
Dragons don't eat people.
Sure they do. The giants have been fighting them for years.
Yeah, but they don't eat people. That's just an old wives' tale.
Why are you so much a dragon lover anyway?
Pretty common in Misra.
I'm sorry?
We mentioned it before.
So that you like the dragons in Misra and what they've done.
No, we don't like what they've done.
Then why are you defending them?
I'm not defending them, I'm just saying they don't eat people.
No. What do they eat then?
Well,
Vegetables.
Yeah.
Probably like
Same
a
thing
sight.
as the rest of us.
You don't eat meat then? You look like you eat meat.
No, I eat meat. Shows teeth.
uh,
Dragons have teeth like that too. For eating meat.
Yeah, and a little old person like myself is far too small to satisfy a dragon.
Anyway.
Plus, too bony.
anywho,
Offer still stands. The more monsters you kill, the better for the rest of us. If humanity is gonna have a chance in this weird fucking world, we need to remove as many predators as possible.
all right. I have an idea for direction at the moment.
Well, the griffins tend to roost in the mountains to the west. You already saw that big-ass thing that was to the south of here. And the giants, well, they're the other side of the mountains, and there's another clan of them to the north. It's a bit cold up there, though.
Noted. Don't go near giant territory.
Sorry, why are the dragons bad?
Why?
Sorry, no, not dragons. Why are the giants bad? We're not familiar with this area's customs or history.
Do you remember when I said that they fight dragons? That's good. But they tend to make a heck of a mess, which is bad. I don't fancy having my home smashed by some clumsy giant that's got in the middle of some feud.
Honestly, they sound as bad as each other.
Yeah.
Then again, the giants didn't literally turn an entire country into undead, so the giants have that going for them.
Well, maybe you can make some kind of pact with them to stay the hell out of the humans' way, or something.
You think a big creature like that is going to stay out of the way?
No, which is why I'm saying the less of them, the better.
Ay, ay, ay.
So yeah, if you're brave enough, I highly recommend hunting monsters. You also might find something useful that you could make out of their corpses.
Yeah. We could probably scout the area, see what's around, guys.
I'm down for that.
Yeah, should be able to. That should allow us to be able to find some means of making this place sustainable for long term.
That is true.
What do you think, Tommy? Pokes Tommy?
Hey, Tommy. Oh, yeah, I'm not there.
Updown, not realizing Tommy's not there, peeks his head out the window. Tommy, you outside?
Yep, you'll see Tommy's outside, still holding the wrapped sword that he found that belonged to Braziel.
Yo, Tommy. We're considering going round the area and scouting for any possible dangers. Apparently there's these big folks around called giants, so keep an eye out for them. Try and stay out of their way.
You get no
Apparently they
response.
fight with dragons.
You still get no response. You've noticed this is what he does when he is ritual casting. He's kind of just there, motionless, as he focuses on the spell.
Pokes head back in. He's doing one of his ritual spells. I guess we could wait for him outside.
That's
Very
fair.
well. Oh yes. Where would it be most convenient for the circle?
Pick a spot. There's plenty of grass.
Very well. Thank you. Thank you for the.
So if you do feel rumbling under your feet, I would suggest moving to a different area of grass.
Why would we feel rumbling under the ground?
Yes, there's monsters that live underground too.
Great, if we ain't got more problems.
Yeah, as long as you're not too heavy-footed, you should be fine.
Fair enough.
That's fun.
I mean, Moon Monkey did burrow underground.
Well, thank you for your valuable insights and warnings.
Stay alive, you hear?
I don't want to go. I don't want to be dead again.
Same here.
Again?
We
Long
said nothing.
story.
Yeah.
Okay. So, what do you all do now?
Well, probably going outside. Probably see if he can't do a little bit of training with that gun. See if he can't, steady his aim with that damn thing. Avoid accidentally squeezing the trigger.
Gun?
Void gun. You got it from the workshop.
Yeah,
It's the anti-life rifle.
yeah. The one that
Anti-corrosion?
blew off Updal's arm.
Sorry, anti-matter rifle.
Antimatter rifle.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're going to start shooting at random things with an antimatter rifle?
Preferably a rock or a
Yeah,
pile of dirt.
I'll probably aim for a rock. Make sure, furthest away, deliberately away from the building, so in case, anything goes weird.
Okay. Roll to hit. With advantage, because the rock isn't going to move.
All right. +3.
Mm-hmm.
ADP.
You miss.
Am I able to tell why I missed, or?
The shot went wide.
Maybe if I hug in closer and try and control the barrel a bit more.
Yeah. Get a better grip. Adjust your aim slightly. Try again. There we go. So, do you remember how much damage this does?
68.
6d8. Plus 3.
Yep.
$26. Nice. This rock seems to undergo centuries of weathering and erosion within a split second.
Yeah, Frank's just thinking, Thank fuck that didn't hit Ubdow.
Ubdow hisses and stands on the egg protectively. Hiss. Hiss.
Yeah. I can certainly see that doing some damage to something nasty, but fuck, no wonder this wasn't on the market.
Hiss.
Okay.
Don't worry, I got the safety on. I ain't making that twice. Do I need to do a check to see if Frank actually got the safety on?
No, I think you'd be smart enough to do that. Tell me, what are you working on there? Or does he know what a safety is? Yeah, I mean, it's not like he's particularly familiar with firearms. He might.
Didn't Tommy give like a 5-second crash course?
Yeah. But then that's about it.
Like
Fine.
gun safety.
Frank, make an Arcana check.
Well, no, technically Tommy said just don't hurt yourself.
Okay, that plus a con check, which would be a 0.
Yes, straight D20. Oh no. At least it's not a nat one.
Yeah.
You're pretty sure that it's safe?
Okay.
Pretty sure.
Yeah. Fairly sure I got it. Fairly sure I got it.
You think you've turned off the
I
power
got
supply?
it safety on.
I insight. Bleh. Can I insight that?
What you can do...
I think I'm going to ask the exact same question. Would you know what a safe is?
I want Obdal to make an Arcana check to see if they spot the mistake.
Arcana, okay.
I'm just saying, no offense. I think my character's the only one who really is about guns in this group.
Mm-hmm.
$22.
If it's off, then why is the power light still on?
Ogdal's just going to go, I'm no expert, looks up to Tommy, but that red dot means it's still on, right? Looks up to Tommy.
Tommy will break his gaze for a minute and say, yeah, it's still live. You might want to fix that. And he points to like a little like trigger that's like just before you get to the trigger.
Yeah, the
Can
switch.
Can you
Yeah,
take that off Frank's hands? I don't trust him with it.
Yeah, Frank, upon hearing that, it's like, oh fuck. Quickly clicks off the power.
He's fine. He just needs to practice more. Plus, I think this would be better in Frank's hands than a bow and arrow.
Looks up to you. You really think that you're trusting? Excuse my language. You're trusting that bird brain with a gun.
A bird brain with a gun. Oh,
You are
racist.
You are aware. You are aware. I mean,
that's.
You are aware I have like several years of archery training.
Oh,
I know how to shoot. I'm just not familiar with. I'm not familiar with more advanced methods.
Look, that thing was pointed in my direction once. I don't want it accidentally being pointed in my direction again.
Mm-hmm.
The point is, Frank may be a little lackadaisical, but I do believe his skills up to snuff when it comes to using a weapon of that caliber. So it's fine for now.
Caliber.
Note to self: make sure I am not within such and such distance of that thing.
It's got quite the range on it.
120 feet.
Don't be within the arc of fire, basically.
Yeah, trust me, Frank is just as motivated to not fuck around and find out.
Ooh.
Okay, let's get scouting before our voices attract something like a giant or a big wolf or something to this poor guy's home.
Oh, sorry. Let me just finish off this teleport circle a bit. I'll get. Then I'll.
How long does it take to cast teleportation circle?
It's 10 minutes. He started immediately as he got outside.
Mm-hmm.
I imagine he left a bit earlier as well. So I'll be like 2 minutes behind everyone.
No worries.
Tommy's gonna place the sword back in his bag of holding.
Okay.
Yeah, Frank's gonna, stow the gun.
Okay then. And then what?
And then start moving.
Moving where to?
Has the party started moving, or are we still?
Waiting for
Ditch is
Sorry.
still casting a teleportation circle.
Right.
wait for Ditcher to finish
Yeah,
casting teleport.
Yeah.
Sorry, I won't be long. I promise.
It is okay.
Take all the time you need.
I've only got about a minute left, I think. I'm not quite sure where that information is coming from, but I guess it's just something I know.
Hey, how do you tell when a spell's done? Or is it just something you just pick up over time?
I guess you just feel it. It just feels complete.
Feel it in my fingers.
Yes, I guess you just feel. I think you just feel it in your fingers. And your whole body, and all the magic is just being done, sucked out of you and placed into it.
That doesn't sound pleasant.
You get used to it.
But then again, the first time I accessed Key wasn't exactly... Did feel a little weird.
Fair enough. Okay. So, there's a river that leads downstream eventually to the ocean. You could follow that. It does seem to, after a little while, join up with some other tributaries from the mountains to the west, which have already been mentioned as being roosts for griffins and such. There's also some trees dotted around. Looks like there's a small group of ash trees to the southwest. Yeah. Where do you want to go? What do you want to do?
Well, you said towards the mountains was the particular point.
With the griffins.
Yeah, griffins. Anyone feel like for a hike?
I don't mind a hike. been a good while since I've gone up a mountain that isn't trying to kill me.
Yeah, to be fair, we have particularly shit luck.
Attaches Pegasus to egg thing.
Okay.
Any reason why you planning on taking that thing along, Ubdal?
I am not going to leave Calder with a stranger.
Fair enough.
Okay.
Lord knows what could happen to it. Paylor knows what could happen to it.
You guys keep going on about Paylor. Who is that? Who is Paylor? What is Paylor?
Among the dragons, there was the occasional mortal that was particularly strong and reached this status known as god or something. Anyway,
Oh, those shams.
Hmm?
Those shams.
Yeah, without the dragons around, and the fact that they can offer some radiant magic, that they've kind of come in handy, and this Paylor fellow is pretty nifty.
I think it was a minor god that gave us the Sunstones.
Yeah, him and, well, technically one of his employees. Anyway, pretty decent fellow, actually. Very nice, very polite. His winged buddies were kind of scary, but quite nice.
And I thought the apocalypse made me loopy. Anyway, let's continue walking.
Yes.
Okay. So you're going to follow the river, heading around the woods towards the mountains?
Sounds like a plan.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, as you head downstream, you come around the woods, and previously blocked by the trees, you notice a couple of things. First of all, there is an awful lot of bodies everywhere, some of which were clearly undead that have been destroyed in combat, and quite a lot more are human for the most part. There's some of which look like they were escaping refugees from Misra. Others wear a different... are not wearing the Misran fashions. Let's just put it that way. You also notice, further downstream, a wooden fortification. The wooden walls have clearly taken damage. There are even more bodies closer to the walls of this fortress, and there's also some big thing walking among the dead bodies, picking them up and slinging them onto its back, which is covered in spikes.
Votes for keeping the fuck away from that thing.
I agree. You hear him just like
Agreed.
somewhere around you.
After it's loaded itself up, it moves towards the woods, disappearing among the trees. What do you do?
Hey, at least it's more preoccupied with what I was doing.
My vote is we stay away from that.
Duly noted.
Agreed. You want to head to the wooden fortification?
What's the
Might
harm in
be-
it? May as well.
Yeah, but first sign of danger, we bounce.
Of course.
Sure.
Learned that lesson enough times.
As Ubdao says, stick closely together, he holds on to Tommy's leg with his tail.
So, as you approach the this fortress, you hear a voice call out from over the ramparts. Halt! Identify yourselves.
As what?
Ha! You're living then, are you?
Yep.
Okay. Careful. There are undead things around. Those corpses you're walking past might just stand up again if you're... We've tried our best to keep them down, but we don't know what was keeping them up to begin with.
Necrotic energy.
Alright. That sounds like magic of some kind to me.
Yep, it's magic.
Yeah. A whole bunch of it burst at once.
There's some kind of mage that lives in the woods. We tend to stay out of his way. Are you all mages too?
Absolutely not.
Okay.
I'm a bard.
Oh, an entertainer. Fantastic. We could do with something to keep our spirits up.
You
Fight's
guys
been
are
hard.
playing magic tricks?
As long as they're tricks.
What
You
about
don't like magic?
Sorry.
What about in what?
What about convenient magic? For example, a bonfire or something. Says Ditcher, just appearing from a bramble. As revealing himself from stealth.
Are you saying you have the ability to conjure fire from nothing?
Nothing lethal.
I'd appreciate it if you stayed away from our wooden fortress.
I won't. I know not to do it if there's a chance of burning. I'm just saying, if I don't know what you've got in there. You could have a fireplace or something.
Well, yes, we have fire, but we light it with elbow grease, not with magic.
Very well. I don't have any. I don't have any. I don't have many fire spells anyway. Those aren't the thing I use.
I tend to use utility type magic.
Same.
Okay. Well, you're welcome to make camp, but the people are nervous of magic enough already.
Ooh, I do have one which could be quite beneficial towards you guys.
I'm not sure that the people here would trust any kind of magic, to be honest.
I mean, this one can stop undead from getting in.
Say more.
It's called Temple of the Gods. It's a pretty high level spell. I can't hurt anyone with it. It creates a building with a magical energy that can keep out certain things like undead, proper devils,
Okay.
that kind of thing.
Well, again, you're more than welcome to set that up out there. Just forgive me if we don't let you in.
Understandable.
We've been, it's been a long, hard fight. There's not many of us left.
You need any hand repairing anything? I do have.
I think we can. I think we're going to try and handle it ourselves.
All right. Just what I offer.
Oh, do you want us to clear some? Do you want us to clear some of the undead for you then?
Yes, that would be appreciated if you could try to make everything safer for everybody. Maybe we can come around and trust you a little better. I'm Captain Brench, by the way.
Ah, nice to meet you, Captain Brent. I'm Ubdal.
Ditcher.
Frank.
Did you what?
Ditcher Hallis. Ah, but the full name is a bit of a...
Oh, that's your name. I thought you were asking me a question.
Oh, no. That's the name.
Okay. Well, nice to meet you all. Hopefully we'll see you again.
Guys,
Yeah.
do you think this would be a good spot to set up the temple?
Oh no, it's up to you, Abdal. After all, it's you expelling the magic.
It'll be a good place to duck into if the undead become too much.
That
Yeah,
is
that's
true.
Ubdal's going to spend an hour casting it, flying in the air so it doesn't get snuck up on by a zombie or something.
all right. I presume. I'm thinking for the party. Yep.
Are the rest of you going to try and clear bodies, or?
Yeah.
Okay. What was Frank going to say? Sorry.
Yeah, that was what I was going to say. Like, where do we move the bodies?
Onto a bonfire.
All right. If someone gets some dried wood, I can start one up by touching it with my fist. You know, I got fire source.
Very well. Now, is any of this wood dry enough? That's the question.
You can bake
Mr.
it.
Brench?
It was Captain Brench.
Oh, sorry, Captain Brench. Do you have any wood we could use to burn some of the bodies?
Sorry, but we need our firewood ourselves. There are
Very
some
well.
woods nearby where you can gather kindling. Be careful, though. There is a mage.
Frank will go and go to retrieve some wood.
Don't go alone. Let us follow you.
All right.
It's dangerous to go alone. Take this.
Take a gnome.
Gotta remember that song that decided to go with it. Anyway.
So, you're gathering firewood
Yep.
in the woods.
Yep.
We.
Are you following the path that mechanical thing took?
Probably smart not to.
What he said.
You're going to avoid the mechanical thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Miss Ditchy will probably agree with that notion.
Get that thing as wide of a berth as possible.
Okay.
Yes, that's what I say.
So, yeah, enter the woods. Make a survival check to see if you can locate wood that would make good kindling, as opposed to stuff that's rotten or waterlogged.
Ooh.
Ditcher just keeps picking up piles of wet leaves.
Yeah, I spent a year in the wood, Ditcher. That stuff ain't worth much.
I'm sure I could dry it out. I've got the axe for a reason.
It may not be worth much, but it makes pretty good mulch.
I can see that
Sure.
for farming purposes, but
Anyway,
not really for fire making.
What? Well, Obdale's building. What's Tommy up to at the moment?
Hello? Tommy is just sort of surveying the area.
Okay.
Probably occasionally blasting one of the bodies to see if they actually move.
Making sure that they stay dead. Yeah. Okay. Frank, as you are mooching around in the woods, you catch sight of that construct again. And it seems to be unloading the cadavers it's collected near a like an earthen mound that has there's already like an ash tree growing out of the top of it that looks a bit thicker than the others, and its roots are coming down the sides of this earthwork. Tommy, you want to make a history check for what?
There was the thing. I swore I've seen it before.
The machine?
Yeah.
Okay. Go for it.
I think we should take it out. Looks like it's making more of those dangerous-looking trees.
14.
Okay. So it looks to be a variant of a Misran construct. Not built like you, of course. It's it's large. It's much bigger, and it's more of a cleanup sort of thing. It's clearly serving a similar purpose where it collects the dead, reprocesses the bodies. In Misra, it was even possible to reanimate said bodies with the lycocyte for simple tasks. Whether or not this construct is capable of the same thing is unknown. It does seem to have been heavily modified. Sword in session 22. What context do you see it in there?
Harvest is same thing, but outside of Mophidia.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
Just picking up all the dead bodies.
Mm-hmm. So yeah. Anyway, Frank and Didja, you're in the woods. Frank would see this machine again near an earthen mound near the heart of the woods.
Do you think we can take this thing?
No. We leave it alone. That thing is massive.
But look what it's creating. It's creating more of those dangerous trees.
No, that's not what it's doing. Thank you, my friend. These specimens will be very useful, says a voice in that direction.
We leave it now. We are only 2 people, and we got our ass kicked by a tiny fiend.
To be fair, that thing jumped me.
Yes, but at the same time, that is bigger than a tiny fiend. And made of metal, I presume.
Is there someone else out there? Hello? No need to be afraid. He's friendly.
You know what? Frank's going to step out, because by this point, it seems like our cover's been blown.
Okay.
I don't know. Frank was trying to be quiet, and and Decker is basically seeing like he's wanted to talk, like talk loud.
So you approach the earthen mound and come around to try and see who's talking.
It's like, what are you doing with this thing?
So what you see is that the set into the side of this, basically a small hill, is a hut or a house of sorts. Like they've clearly hollowed out a space underneath the roots of the tree that's growing out of the top of it, and set up a few rooms in there, and they're currently sat out in front of their little hole talking to this machine that has brought him a pile of bodies. The man says, I live here, and I don't know if you've noticed, but there has been an influx of walking dead of late. So my friend here is helping me to collect specimens so I can study them and find out how they were animated.
I can answer that now if you want.
Oh, yes, that information would be very much appreciated.
It was an influx of necrotic energy. Created when a lot of basically lycite basically exploded.
And what is lycosite?
Concentrated necrotic energy, to my knowledge.
Oh. So there were large cache of concentrated necrotic energy that exploded and spread the necrotic energy all over the place, is what you're saying.
Essentially.
Is that what caused the distant mountain to erupt?
Yep.
Wait, is that what? Wait, that's what caused it?
Apparently the dragons saw some danger coming up and basically tried to prevent it and accidentally caused it.
Oh, no wonder Tommy didn't like the dragons. No one. Oh, I understand the worms made now.
Although the action of certain individuals is understandable, I don't condone violence towards anything that would be dangerous enough to take revenge.
I'm not going to go do something silly like earn their ire, but I can understand the hatred now. Like, I thought people were just hating because they were powerful.
Well, I mean, there's always some of that. There's always some jealousy and mistrust. But I think that as long as you can trust the powerful to manage their power in a way that is helpful or even protective, then they are to be trusted.
Yeah. After all, it was only thanks to one of them that we figured out that we can actually try and reverse the damage.
Is that so? One of the dragons offered to help you resolve this issue with the undead?
Yeah. Took some doing, but we've at least found a way.
Oh, okay. That's good to hear. I would very much like to meet this other. Sorry, I would very much like to meet this dragon.
It would be a very, very, very long walk.
Can they not fly?
Yeah, but I imagine they're trying to keep their cover because,
That's understandable. Yes.
everyone's not exactly happy with them.
Yes, I understand that completely. That's why I'm here in the woods instead of among the people. Yeah. I'm sorry.
You're aware of the thing growing like a dangerous tree that seems to focus on undead.
I'm sorry, what?
You're aware your mound is growing like some sort of tree that seems to consume undead.
No. He's not growing a barkskin tree. It's an ash tree.
Oh, sorry. Scratch that then. Sorry.
Yeah, I kept trying to explain that, but you weren't getting it. That's okay. It's an ash tree. One that this woods are full of ash trees. In fact, this particular tree looks larger and older than the others. But anyway.
Yeah.
Suddenly the man goes, "Oh, where are my manners? I forgot to introduce myself. My name is Tilbus, and you are?"
Frank.
Ditcher.
Ditcher.
Yes. Well, Ditcher Hallis, if you want the full name.
Ditcher Hallis. Oh. My partner is inside preparing some food if you're hungry.
Oh, we're good. We're currently hunting around with some firewood to help deal with some of the not moving undead.
You're trying to seeking to destroy the bodies.
Yeah, we're kind of doing it on request of that fort thing.
Yes. The people there are frightened for their lives. Tommy, why are you asking? Why would you do that?
What? What? Me mentioning the fact that
I don't know what he's referring to. But yes, if you are helping the people, that is a good thing. Anything my partner and I could do to help, let us know.
Well, as far as I can tell, yep. Go ahead, mate.
Do you have any spare firewood? A lot of the logs here are waterlogged.
Yes, I do have a few that I could spare. And he walks over to a log pile and grabs an armful.
Thank you. See, the people over there are wary of magic, so I don't want to just cast a magic bonfire.
Very well.
Let's just hope they confuse key for magic as well.
Key?
A sort of spiritual energy thing.
Spiritual energy. And you get that by channeling what?
I would say some sort of soul energy?
Oh.
I don't fully understand it myself at times.
Well, that unfortunately is the essence of what the people are afraid of, is that it's power that they don't understand. If you can't explain it to them clearly, then they might consider you some sort of mage.
Well, I know I get it from basically entering a state of mind when resting.
Yes,
I know.
That sounds hokey. No offense.
I know the buildup of the energy seems to reinforce my flesh to the point of basically armor.
Really? Fascinating.
It allows me to move.
Would you?
It allows me to push my energy to the point of moving at extraordinary speeds.
Would you mind offering a demonstration?
Yeah, Frank will just settle down, what he collected, and literally just move at his normal walking pace.
which is fast.
Yeah, like 50 feet fast. Even taking flight and showing it. Like,
that is impressive. You mentioned that you were able to harden your skin with this spiritual energy, this key.
Yeah, essentially, you know how my colleague here is wearing protective equipment.
That I am.
I am aware of armor and how it is crafted, yes.
See how I'm just wearing nothing but rags?
Are you saying that you are able to craft a suit of armor by focusing this energy?
I am able to do it without even needing to expend any energy.
Fascinating. Again, would you mind if we conducted some sort of demonstration?
All right, just nothing sharp, in case you get past the armor.
Nothing sharp. Very well. He looks around him for a moment and then decides, apparently, to just use his fist. And does a 30 hit?
Are you going for the jaw?
Belly. He just punched you in the gut.
Yeah, absolutely. It gets past my armor like nothing.
And that does 12 points of bludgeoning damage. And he goes, "Oh, sorry. I thought that was going. I thought your powers was going to stop that. I didn't mean to actually hurt you. I am so sorry."
For a mage, I've certainly got some power behind that.
Yes. Sorry.
No worries.
Please.
Normally I'm able to block it, but it doesn't make me invulnerable. It just makes it harder. Just makes me harder to hit.
Very well. Ditcher. That was hella fast. There was power and speed behind that punch. This isn't just some ordinary dude.
Are you sure you're not a martial artist of some sort?
No. Just a student of natural phenomena.
That was very fast. That was a very strong and fast punch for a studious man.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well,
are you sure you're that studious? It seems like you've been spending a lot of time at the exercise routine rather than studying.
Oh, it's nothing like that. But please let me make it up to you. My husband makes the most delightful meals.
We will we be allowed to bring our party along?
There are more of you?
Oh yes, we're just collecting firewood.
Yeah.
Yes, I'll have to give Arno a heads up, but I'm sure he could accommodate more. Yes. I'll go explain to Arno what's happening, and you bring your friends here. Okay.
We
And,
will take you up on that offer.
Tilbus heads into his house.
Okay. So, am I bruised?
Oh, it's very bruised. I'll heal you up.
Yeah, I mean, it's only a couple of hit die worth, but still.
Yeah.
Hey, can I even heal you? Okay, never mind. I can't heal you. I'm thinking of the wrong character. Never mind.
With some level
sorry.
of training, it could be a reckon to be. It could be a force to be reckoned with.
I could presto it so it doesn't look bruised.
Nah, I'm good. I'm good.
Warm it slightly.
I'm fine. I should be able to heal it with some time.
Yeah, you don't have massive internal bleeding or anything. You're fine.
Yeah. So
Let's get you back. Let's get back to Mooney.
yeah,
Wait, no, not Mooney. Let's get back to Abdal.
Yeah, we should.
Tommy and technically Brom, who's just been quiet.
Yes.
So yeah, you come back out of the woods. You see Ubdal is still raising a temple from the ground, and Tommy is kicking corpses.
But at this point, Tommy's just kind of sitting by the fire, wanting to study sword.
Studying the sword.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. The sword promises power beyond your wildest imagination if you just continue doing what you were built to do, which is collect souls. But instead of harvesting that as into lycocyte, you let the sword feed.
Tommy wonders why all these demonic objects had just sort of the same goal.
Everybody wants souls.
That's soul food.
I'm sorry?
If the sword's sanctioned, I'm gonna try something.
I'm just saying, just into that soul food.
Yeah, you can. Now that you've spent time with it, you can communicate with it. It talks.
Yeah, so I'm just personally curious. Your goal is to absorb souls, but you personally do not keep them. Do you not return to your... I'm gonna say master, but I'm not really sure how your situation works.
He is me and I am him. I am the claw at the end of his finger, the fang in his mouth, the sting at the end of his tail.
Not to sound presumptuous, but it sounds like you're the bite to his bark, if I'm using that idiom correctly.
That's reasonable. He barks and I bite.
I mean, to be fair, in our fight, he was nothing really impressive until he started using you.
Perhaps. Perhaps that was just another wielder. But you have potential. I have a feeling that I would not simply be able to control you like my puppet, like I did with that tiefling. There's more to you, isn't there, Tommy?
Well, I mean, that is one of the benefits of being autonomous. The last thing I am is a puppet like some of my other brethren.
Good. I think you and I can help shape the world to come. Don't you?
I mean, that is an interesting proposal, but you are aware to do so, you would kind of have to not be the fang, the claw, the stinger of him anymore. Because everything you do is simply an extension of him. So would you really be shaping the world, or would he be shaping the world?
True. I am merely a tool.
But you can be so much more. I don't get why.
You can be so much more. With me in your hand. As you're having this conversation, Frank and Ditcho come out of the woods.
We're back with wood.
Are you carrying it, Frank?
Yep.
Okay.
And
Go on.
we got a lovely invite for food as well.
Both Obdal and Tommy both seem to be busy. Obdal still making the temple, and Tommy talking to himself while staring at the sword.
Do you think we're going another one of those mace situations again?
Sorry, what? What do you mean, main situations?
Long story, but I can't exactly state it clearly, or otherwise it invites the danger.
Obdal waves at you with their tail while they continue working.
Ditcher will wave back. Now, should we get to burning?
We shall. You want to set up?
Well, we want to make sure there's no trees nearby as well, so we don't cause a forest fire.
All right.
And then start piling bodies onto the wood.
Yep.
So, yeah, we'll start piling.
Okay. I'm guessing that's going to be mostly Frank, since
Upside
Ditcher
strength.
is rather weak.
Ditcher has noodles for arms. Yes.
Yeah, he'll take a few because he's not going to be using magic due to the God, it's really annoying. It's really annoying not using magic.
So you're going to slowly be dragging a body over while Frank stacks two on each shoulder.
Basically.
And obviously moving at his standard speed.
Mm-hmm.
Just back off.
Ditcher is out of breath on the first one.
Like, come on, what's your stamina?
How do you do this? Oh,
Years of training, war games, and a year basically spent in the woods
Tommy, do you look up from talking to your sword to see what Humpty and Dumpty are up to?
Yeah, I'll take a minute to look up after I hear all the ruckus they're making. And Tommy will say, making enough noise to wake the dead, but, seeing as nothing's moving yet. Oh yeah, what are you about to say?
This goes as Shan, could you say that out loud? Because I'm not sure what you're trying to say.
This brick goes here. This one goes here. I just
you're building it brick by brick.
No, I mean like with the magically. I imagine as the temple's being created, it's like bricks are magically attaching themselves together, and because he kind of decides what it looks like.
Yes. So you're shaping it as you craft it. Yeah.
Yes.
Probably explains why it takes so long to cast.
Yes.
This spell requires a ridiculous amount of detail.
Unless you want to make it just a basic box.
Yeah.
Then that would just be creates the
Chapel.
Creatively bankrupt.
It wouldn't really be a temple to the gods if it was boring, right?
That would just be create stone.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, you got to add the anti-undead to it. You got to add the tapestries.
Mm-hmm. Anyway. So, Tommy, you see Frank and Ditcher, mostly Frank, moving corpses onto this wood pile that they brought from the woods. Do you make any comment?
Yeah, so, see, you guys finally got back.
Yeah, we managed.
Good out.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, you did what?
I interrupted you there. You go ahead, Frank.
Yeah, we managed to bump into that mechanical creature. No, I did not pick a fight.
Well, I mean, I know you didn't do that. You're still, alive.
Yeah. So we did meet that caster. Apparently just out here surviving as well.
Although
Really?
I do get the feeling it's a bit more than just surviving.
Yeah.
Are you going to show him your bruise?
Yeah, managed. Yeah, he was quite interested in how I've been able to do stuff, and for to test my metal, and shows off area. He hit like a cart.
Excuse me?
Like one strike was able to
He lifts his
punch
shirt
through my
and reveals.
defenses like nothing.
He lifts his shirt and relieves a massive purple mark on his belly, roughly fist shaped at its core. Just a big
Interesting.
purple fist bruise.
And are you sure this was the caster that they were talking about?
Absolutely.
He cast fist.
It was super effective.
Yeah. Blasted through my defense like it was nothing.
Well, That's not magic. That's just pure strength.
Well, any level of training would basically be a force to be reckoned with.
Which, again, is strength, not magic. So I'll reiterate, how do you know this was the caster?
Mm-hmm. There was another person mentioned.
I assume because, well, seem to have some level of control over that thing.
Hold on.
I mean,
Toby is very, very whiny. I will be right back. What are you doing, Toby?
This gives me a perfect chance to catch up with my notes. But now... Yes. Say Holy Temple. By the bow. Now I've got to format this correctly. Do you guys think that magic weapons should be counted as NPCs? Or like the ones that talk to you?
well, I mean, if it has a level of sanctions, technically it is.
Like the Brazzy Blade.
Sense.
Yeah, that would. Yeah, I'll second that.
Cool, because the way I've been formatting my notes, I've been bolding all NPCs, and I'm not quite sure if I should do that to the weapons.
So maybe note as NPC object or something.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm trying to think what would be best for the phrasing of language.
Maybe italic it? I'll probably just italic it.
Fair enough.
Okay.
That.
May I have hug?
Okay.
Maybe.
Hello.
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 Hello. So, so Tommy was basically questioning whether or not this individual really was a mage, right?
We.
And
Correct.
do you tell him that you've been invited to dinner?
No, I was just about to get. Yes. Speaking of the mage, they invited us to dinner. They live in a tree, in one of the trees.
Technically,
So
under the roots of one of the trees, but yes.
well, yes. So it could well be a trap, but what's life without fun?
What's life
Could we
without risk?
Could we say that Ubdal's finished casting the temple now?
Sure.
He flutters down beside Tommy and goes, "So some random mage that lives under a tree in the woods invited you round for dinner."
Yes, that is what happened.
And how has he survived? I assume.
Honestly, I'm kind of curious about that myself.
Probably with that.
We agreed to protect these guys.
Oh yes, we still need food. You forget
Fair
that
point.
we're alive.
I keep forgetting. Stomach growls. He's offering food. It's 4 against 1. 5 against 1.
Oh, you're
So
saying
Tom's
that...
too good at hiding. I guess I can fly up into the air occasionally and check if there's undead. Hey, Captain Branch.
So you're walking back over to the town now?
He
Okay.
he just goes, we're gonna go look for some food and somewhere safe to kip. If your defenses do get knocked over, Temple over there can keep out undead.
Okay. There are some wild boar to the south. I notice you have a horse-like creature with you. I would keep him indoors if I were you. If the griffin spot him, he's as good as dead.
Okay, thanks for the notification. Also, keep an eye out for other fiendish folk that look kind of like me. There's one out there that's a bit nuts.
Run that one by me again.
Oh, okay, you know how I look kind of devilish.
Yes.
Out of character, was Braziel an actual devil or a tiefling?
Well, you were under the impression that he was an actual devil.
Well, I'm not sure if he's mortal or devil, but he's not quite right in the head.
Well, keep an eye out for devils. I guess. Well,
Rich coming up, devil like myself, but okay. All right, laters, don't die.
We've set the fire ready to go as well. The corpses are piled. The fire is ready. We don't want to cause a giant forest fire, so we'll leave that up to you. We'll leave the actual burning part up to you, but we've done a lot of the prep work for you.
I appreciate everything you've done for us, he says while still shouting over the parapets and not coming out.
Okay, laters. Flutter, flutter, flutter. I guess I unsummon the Pegasus for now and push the egg incubator along. Oh yeah, apparently those griffin-y creatures he was on about, they have beef with horse creatures.
It's not that they have beef, it's that they prefer horse to beef.
They prefer horse to beef. Flutter, flutter.
You know what They eat horses.
They eat horses. Flutter, 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 flutter. Push, push. Flutter, flutter.
We're in a mountain state here.
I'm sorry.
Are you sure you're mount safe out here?
She's unsummoned it. She unsummoned it.
Okay.
I mean, horse does taste pretty good. I mean,
wax with wing.
What? It's an animal. That it's an animal, and you eat animals too. You cannot have moral high ground on this.
Well, so am I, and eating me would still be considered cannibalism.
If you ate another one of yourself, yes.
Don't go
Anyway,
ordering chicken.
Let's just get going to this wizard that will either cook us dinner or eat us for dinner.
that is
Yeah.
true.
Preferably the first option, make us dinner, not eat us. Make.
Yeah,
You know.
yeah,
what
we get what you mean, Updell.
Serve dinner to you rather than serve you for dinner. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. So you take them back to the woods. Is Tommy coming along too?
Yep.
Yep. Okie dokie. So, so yeah, you get brought into the woods. You get taken to this comfortable little homely hole under the ash tree. And Tilbus is standing there waiting for you, and there is a very attractive elf arm in arm with him, smiling and greeting as you come also. Here they are. Oh no, these are the people I told you about, and their friends. We can accommodate them, right? Yes, of course I can, darling, of course. Not sure your brother's going to be too happy, though. Well, the moment he proves himself useful, he can have an opinion.
Hello again.
Tilbus, my goat? What?
Greatest of all time.
So, can I... Yes.
Sorry, what do you... we may have... what are the rules on shoes? Should we take them off, or...
You're more than welcome to remove them if that makes you more comfortable, but if you'd rather keep them on, we're fine either way, says Arno.
Very well. You take his shoes off Presto's feet just in case they smell. because they'll smell.
Okay. What's in the what's this thing, if you don't mind me asking? Says Arno, pointing to the incubator.
Hisses.
Part of the solution for the current situation.
It's an oversized egg, and he's going to basically attempt to shut Frank down before he says anything.
Yeah, halfway into Frank's explaining, Frank will shut up.
An egg?
Hiss. Hiss.
I'm assuming
That
it's
one's-
the tiefling's egg, since they are very protective of it.
Hiss.
No, but I guess the tiefling is kind of adopted as his egg, so we don't really want to bother.
Yeah.
Very well.
With all that's happened, she has become protective.
Well, I don't see you guys babysitting. Hiss.
That's because you don't let me.
I'm not letting you near him again.
Says,
What do you mean
Says-
by that?
Yeah, I don't know who you are, sir, but be careful. He has a pet demon, and he will use it to cause trouble. Hiss.
A pet
Also,
demon.
yeah. Don't worry, we're keeping an eye on him. Next time he steps out of line again, he's getting decked.
Okay, well, I'm very glad that you're going to take care of it so that we don't have to. But anyway, we offered you dinner. Please come in. Come in. Let us show you around. And
Can I insight on that phrasing? The
yeah, sure.
No offense, but I think I'm fine out here. I don't exactly eat.
What would you? Um, do you need anything to sustain yourself? Maybe we can accommodate you.
Not really.
You need nothing. Impressive.
It's complicated.
Even my construct there needs energy to sustain it.
Well, to be fair, your construct is a rather older model.
Very well. But yes, you are more than welcome to come in, even if you don't need to eat. We will. Yeah. Any friend of Frank and Ditcher, friends of ours.
I'm Ubdel of Lost Chance.
Nice to meet you, Ubdal of Lost Chance. Where is Lost Chance exactly?
Checking Ubdel's Last Chance. Sorry, I meant Last Chance, not Lost Chance.
Okay.
The surname's a reference to things.
Very well. You don't have to tell me. I'm just nosy. Anyway, do come in. This is our little seating area, little living room area. This is a communal space. We don't get friends very often, but if we did, this is where they would be. And through here is our dining area. Do come in. And there's a long table. There's another dark-haired gentleman who looks similar in many ways to Tilbus, but lacking the moustache. And he's sat at the table already, looking impatient.
Hello, sir. Who might you be?
I see my brother didn't feel like letting you know about me. That's understandable, since he clearly has no respect for me whatsoever. My name
I
is
take it. Beef.
My name is Fafnir, and I'm stuck in this little dirt hole with my brother and his husband until this crisis of whatever dissipates.
Alright.
Oh, I understand the feeling, mutters Ubdal, slightly passive-aggressively.
I already said I'm sorry.
I know. Just trying to relax the tension.
When's this food? It's coming, says Arno, heading to the kitchen. What strays have you brought in this time, Tilbus? Oh, hardly strays. They were looking for firewood, and I overheard them whispering, so I thought I would introduce them to us. You know, we're supposed to be safe and secure in these woods. We're not going to be very secure if you invite every passing hillbilly to dinner with us.
If something shows up, we can't handle it.
Oh, I'm sure you can. I'm sure you're very good at hand-to-hand combat, like any good moron.
Excuse me?
Frank, calm down. You saw what Tilbus did to you. No, you felt
Fair
what
enough.
Tilbus did to you.
Yeah, Frank. You see Frank's slink down to the jokes like, fair enough.
But yes, hand-to-hand combat is a relatively useful thing, especially when you can fly. You can get out of the opponent's way very quickly. I mean, I personally hate it because you have to get close to them. So I much prefer taking a backseat in the fight.
Maybe you're not such idiots after all. But still, how do you know they're not working for the enemy? You mean the undead? Exactly, they could be in cahoots with the rotten bastards.
The undeads, living and undead don't get on. Undead try and eat the living. They can't control their urges.
And who are you to... Yes,
Well, pleasure to meet you, Mr. Fenry.
Fafnir.
Fafnir, sorry. Misrin is not my first language.
Misrin?
Oh, well, I guess you guys would call it Scalbanian, wouldn't you?
Well, they don't call it anything yet. But they don't... Yeah, this isn't Scalbany yet.
Yeah. Alright, I'm not speaking my native language. I get words a bit mixed up sometimes.
And what is your native language?
Infernal.
A language... Your native tongue is that of devils?
I'm a tiefling. Do you not see the resemblance to devils?
I suppose I do. But again, that brings me more reason to question my brother's choice in dinner guests.
You think I'm gonna mess with a guy that can punch my comrade's stomach out?
Your comrade still lives and breathes.
Yeah.
That tells me if he got a hold of a solid weapon, he could suit some damage.
Weapons. Could you please try and be civil, brother? Why? Because they are guests in our home. I didn't invite them. Well, we didn't invite you either, but you just showed up, so...
I mean, he's got you there.
Frank, I can understand wanting to weigh in on this, but I don't think this is quite our fight.
yeah, don't get between brothers.
Frank was insulted, and well, he saw an opportunity.
Yeah.
Question: would these two remind Ubdao of Tiamat and Bahamut? I imagine they have a similar relationship.
One of them being a bitch and the other being nice. Maybe.
Yes.
Maybe.
You'd see Ubdao like fist thingy, like face palm go. These two remind me of a couple of siblings I know. Kind of. Whispers Ubdao to Tommy.
So, Fafnir shuts up when Arno finally brings out food and places it in front of the bratty brother. And he eats his food silently but quickly, still scowling at the party, whilst Tilbus and Arno take their time to eat while encouraging conversation with the other party members. Asking things like, so, what brought you to literally our neck of the woods?
Taking on some local monsters to protect a nearby area.
Oh. Well, that's very noble of you. What sort of monsters are you hunting for?
Apparently, griffins or something.
Fafnir goes, through a mouthful of food. Ignore my brother. Griffins. Well, they're up in the mountains rather than out here. Though I suppose you could lure them down if you had some horses.
I have a Pegasus.
You have a Pegasus?
Well, I can summon a Pegasus.
Ah, that would be useful.
Oh, want to see her? After dinner, of course.
Oh, yeah. Perhaps. Pathway through the meal and the conversation, Arnold starts coughing uncontrollably.
Oh.
Are you good?
Are you okay, my love? I'll be fine. Don't worry about me. It's just the cough. It'll pass. It always does.
I will cast. I've only got Greater Restoration. I'll cast Greater Restoration on him.
Oh, thank you. That's thoughtful. But yes, this will help a while. Thank you.
Take it that as soon as everything, went to this type of situation.
I'm sorry, what?
I'm assuming all that happened since the undead plague came.
It did get much worse after the undead. Yes. We've both tried hard to figure out what's wrong with him, but we can't quite figure it out. He's just mortal. Get over it, says Fafnir. Tilbus looks daggers at his brother.
What do you mean by mortal?
Everything dies. Elves
Okay.
may live longer than most, and they may stay pretty, but they still die of old age. You're a cruel bastard, Fafnir. I neither care, nor do I ask. Your food, however, is wonderful, Arno, and I hope you don't die anytime soon. Then we might have to eat my brother's foul concoctions instead. Ugh. Tilbus, dear, do we really? Yes, unfortunately we do. Really.
I hate to sound insensitive, but death isn't the end. It's just a new beginning. There's plenty of lovely afterlives out there.
Yes, this is true, but I don't want to be away from Tilbus. I don't want an afterlife or any life that doesn't include him.
Arno, out of curiosity, have you ever had a full exam?
A what?
Have someone look over you. It's basically your body must have something that can be spotted as far as the issue goes, and if not, there's some way to examine you using, well, we call it a scanner, but the sense is still there. The point is, if it might be something you should consider.
Well, if I mean, we already. If it wouldn't be too much to ask, it wouldn't hurt, right? I suppose not. Very well. After we have eaten, yes. If you don't mind, Tilbus, I'm not actually feeling terribly hungry. I could. You can continue your conversation with the rest, and I could accompany our new construct friend to another room where he could conduct his examination. Yes, I suppose. Are you sure you'll be okay, dear? I'll be fine. I can look after myself. Tilbus can be happy in this universe. It's the same universe.
Oh, you know what I mean? In this timeline.
Only if you change the timeline.
Fuck you.
Out of character, if I recall, Tilbus is beloved. No spoilers. I don't want to spoil anything.
Yes.
I have no clue who these characters are, so
Hell
I'm
yeah.
just here, just
right.
Tilbus is known in the future as Good King Joe. Do you ever meet Good King Joe?
Yes, that's not what I was thinking. I'll do it in private messenger.
No, I was talking to Frank, but yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I'm sorry to be a bother, but I am, although I may look gnomic, I am part Earth Genasi. And so would you, is there any, like, iron you could crush up for me? I can't stomach as much as I could before, but it's still a nice nod to my originality.
I'm sure we have something like that around. Yes, I'll look around the kitchen and see what I can find.
Thank you. If it's a bother, you needn't do it.
No, it's fine. We must look after our guests. So, Tilbus goes off to the kitchen to look for any like iron ore that he can grind down for you, I guess. In the meantime, Arno has excused himself, and so that Tommy can conduct a examination, leaving Ditcher, Brom, Frank, and Obdal with Fafnir.
Yay! The dude that he just openly insulted and does have within his back has for one of his flaws is doesn't take much shit from people that slag him off.
Oh yeah.
Don't we play a game? Says Ubdal.
Mm.
I don't mind games.
Ubdal is sort of a trickster, so I imagine he has his tricks.
Do whatever you want. And Fafnir finishes his food and leaves the room.
You don't want to join us, Fafnir? I imagine you'd be pretty good at some of these games.
I am no child.
Games aren't just for kids.
No, they're also for idiots.
Yeah. Well, you're all sunshine and rainbows.
Glad you noticed. And he leaves. Tilbus comes back with some with some pyrite.
Ooh. What's that? This is a new one.
It's also known as fool's gold. It's a type of iron ore. Thought you'd like it. It occasionally gets it is occasionally found amongst salt deposits. Right? We had to have some rock salt around, so luckily I found some pyrite among it.
It looks amazing. Thank you.
Don't be fooled. It's not gold.
Well, I don't mean to sound crass, but I did kind of gather that from the name.
Indeed. So, in the meantime, Tommy, you're conducting a medical exam on the elf, yes?
Correct.
Okay. Do you want to do a medicine check? Or an investigation?
I mean, seeing as my medical's 4, I'll go with investigation.
Okay. Oof.
Yeah, not the best.
You don't find anything wrong with him. He seems the perfect figure of health.
Alright, I doubt I can try the medicine check.
Give it a try.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, can't see a thing wrong with him. It's a mystery.
Yeah, I do apologize. Unfortunately, this isn't my strong suit.
Oh well, thank you for trying anyway.
If only I thought to bring one of the scanners. No.
He literally coughs blood onto the floor.
Oh, that's not good. He's gonna press the lid away.
It's fine. It's fine. It won't last long.
Out of curiosity, can you describe to me how you're feeling right now?
Mostly just exhausted. Like the yeah, just tired all the time. Like something is draining my energy away.
Do you mean your actual energy?
I don't know.
I'm gonna try something, and do bear with me. He's going to hold up basically what the energy he extracted from the chimera,
Okay.
and he is going to attempt to give some of the energy to him.
Reverse vampirism. Okay. Oh wow. Thank you. I've never felt more alive. Well, not for decades at least. This is amazing. What did you do to me exactly?
Well, you said you were lacking energy, so I gave you some. I felt like that was a simple fix. I've done it plenty of times for my brethren, though I seem surprised it worked on a fleshy, for lack of a better word.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that's thank you. Yeah, I need to do things. Excuse me. Um,
Pick a
Oh
card.
Lord, what have you done?
sorry.
Understanding to Tommy. Oh Lord, what have you done?
um, there's
Tommy done what he thought was a solution. He heard of lack of energy.
the elf runs into the dining area with a mischievous glint in their eye. They whisper something into Tilbus's ear and sort of sway on their heels as they wait for Tilbus's reply. Tilbus looks to the rest of the party and to the party members and says, something has just come up. If you wouldn't mind excusing us, we may not be long, but feel free to stay and finish your food and make use of our hospitality. Yes, excuse us. And he the elf runs out of the room giggling mischievously and Tilbus follows.
Yeah, it's like looking at you. It's like, what? It's like, do I even want to know? Are you done in there?
um,
I mean, I don't honestly know who Frank is talking to, because Tommy's not in the room.
Tommy's not in the room. No.
Oh,
Yeah.
fair enough. Yeah, never mind that. Actually,
You might
sorry.
come back now that you've done what you did.
No, Tommy realizing what happened with the energy transfer, he goes outside thinking.
Up, down. What are you doing with the pick a cup, any cup thing?
I imagine he was trying to entertain the party by using the item under the cup twist.
Oh, you're trying to do the cup and the pea thing?
Yeah, Frank's gonna play along. How many cups are there?
There are 3 cups. See the trinket? Puts trinket under the cup, starts twisting them around. See if you can find the trinket.
Shall I roll perception to see if Frank can spot the deception?
Roll. Well, first of all, Odell, are you being deceptive, or is the trinket actually under one of the cups?
Well, the first few times he's going to be telling the truth, but eventually he will start lying.
Okay, so for now, you're not lying, right?
No, you want to create an addict, you first have to give him a taste.
Okay, so Frank, go ahead and make a perception check. Oh wow! Despite it being a nat 1, you are so perceptive that you know exactly which cup the thing is underneath.
Probably Frank can pick up the very, very subtle sound of it moving.
Yeah. And you were able to keep track while you...
Yeah.
Yeah.
While
you shuffled the cups.
After doing this like 2 or 3 times, I'm going to start rolling deception.
Okay. Roll deception.
Yeah.
Frank, roll insight. You know something's up. Let's see if you spot it. No! You are fooled! You pointed a cup, convinced that you were watching carefully, and you know exactly where it is, and it's not there.
Oh. I see you know this game. I see you know this trick well.
Raise his brow. Well, you can't win every time. You want to try again?
Sure.
I don't mind going.
Okay.
If you can do anywhere.
While they're playing silly buggers, what is Tommy thinking? Well, outside.
He's thinking about the idea of energy transfer.
Mm-hmm.
And how when he does it to his brethren, it's used to fuel them. But he's thinking, what if he transfers energy? But that's not just energy.
What kind of energy did you put into the elf?
Basically just the energy from the, I guess, for lack of a better word, the pure energy he gathered from the Chimera.
Mm-hmm.
Never mentioned anything about it being necrotic or anything, so I assume it was just like regular energy.
It's life.
Or essence, whatever you want. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
whatever you want to call it.
Yeah. Okay. So. Yeah.
So basically, he's just outside pacing around, running things through his mind, trying to figure something out.
Okay. The sword whispers something you're supposed to take, not give.
No, I'm supposed to solve problems. I solved the problem.
Okay. So, yes, after a little bit of playing around with cups and stuff, Tilbus comes running back into the kitchen area, saying, just he literally runs into the room looking pale. Something's wrong.
What's wrong? What's the matter?
He's not moving.
What do you mean? Frank follows.
You see that he's brought his beloved elf just outside the kitchenette and laid them on the ground, and they are they have a sheet tied around their lower half, but are otherwise naked, and they are they look that their eyes are wide open and they're not moving.
Frank's gonna do. Frank is gonna do a medicine check. See if he's, still alive.
Nat 20. There's by every measure you can tell, he's dead.
Yeah, Frank just gets up kind of sadly. It's like, I'm sorry.
I do have a spell that can help with that, providing it wasn't old age that killed him.
Then you might want to hurry.
Please, anything, try it.
Could you get the Raise Dead spell up?
Going straight to Raise Dead, huh?
It's the only spell I've got that can revive people.
Do you have 500 gold?
Nope, but Ubdal will look to Tilbus and go, I got the spell, but I don't have 500 gold. Do you have 500 gold?
Why do you need 500 gold?
Sometimes magic costs resources. It's not as easy to cast as it used to be.
What you actually need is a diamond that's worth 500 gold.
Yeah. I need a diamond worth at least 500 gold.
A diamond?
Yep.
Hold on, I'll be right back. And he runs off.
Am I able to tell anything else outside of, no heartbeat?
They seem to have died peacefully. Well, they seem to die happy. Let's put it that way.
Mm-hmm. Ecclesic doesn't look similar to Luna.
No, it's not vampirism.
What?
While okay, what were you going to say?
What should we do? This is
He's getting a 500 gold gem.
This can we do anything other than that?
Of course there isn't. It's natural. Let it be, says Fafnir.
Okay, you are really bringing down the mood, and right now we're kind of guests here, and we're trying to help.
You're under no obligation to help us. You don't even know us.
What, and you expect us to be callous?
Expect you to keep your nose out of other people's business.
I mean, him passing away means you have to eat your brother's horrible cooking. Just saying. Do you really want to eat your brother's horrible cooking?
I guess it's unavoidable now, isn't it? There's nothing that can be done to reverse this.
What do you think Oakdale's trying to do?
I can't guarantee I can bring him back. It really depends on if he died of old age or a heart attack.
So, Tilbus comes back a few moments later with a rather sizable diamond. I hope this works.
The Me Too begins to cast. Casting. This is going to take at least an hour. Casting. No, wait, it's instantaneous. No, wait,
no, it does say casting time. Yeah.
1 hour. Yeah.
It's casting time. Yeah, so it takes an hour, and then at the height of the hour, so you got to lay your hands on this body for an hour. In the meantime, what's Tommy up to?
Tommy, after a lot of pacing and contemplating, finally decides he's going to do something. He places his bag of holding on the ground, which he tucked the sword back into, mainly because it won't shut the hell up. And then he walks over to essentially a clear spot on the ground and places the remaining sunstone he has.
What are you doing?
It's none of your business. Don't worry about it. After placing the sunstone on the ground, he's going to pull out the harvest horn and attempt to extract the energy from it.
Okay, you're going to try and extract the energy from the sunstone?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. And you're going to try and concentrate it?
Yep. Similar to how he did with the energy from the Chimera's essence.
Okay.
So not like a crystal or anything, but more like a pure, I guess a ball of energy would be a good way to describe it.
Okay. You get you're basically making plasma.
I guess.
If
you want to describe it as that.
Where are you keeping it?
I mean, I assume if it's something that doesn't hold its form on its own, I assume he would store it in one of his containers.
Okay, well, what type of container exactly? What do we...
I mean, the container was originally meant to contain the energy used to create the, like a site.
Okay.
Yeah. Basically, the containers the harvesters use after they harvest the energy.
Okay. So, you realize
But
that
he's not. Sorry, go ahead.
you realize that the lead lining of of the container that you're storing this concentrated light energy in is beginning to melt.
Well, to be fair, he's not storing it for long. He's holding on to it because he's about to do something with it.
Okay. But yeah.
So basically, it's like still, I guess, raw energy.
You're making a miniature sun.
I don't think I'd go that far. Like he did. Okay, well, all right. So process, extract the energy, has the energy still. About to do something with that energy, so it's still technically there, but not.
Mm-hmm. So you're moving the light energy from the sunstone into a concentrated, almost liquid form that you can control easier.
Yeah, that he can basically transfer like he did with the Chimera Soul energy.
Okay.
Because he doesn't want it to stay in its currency. He wants it to be well, lack of a better word, a transferable state, so the energy can go into something.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And then once he feels like it's ready, like he's basically he's literally just trying to mold it, just start flying all over the place, keep it contained long enough. He's going to approach the sword.
What are you doing?
As much as I do enjoy our conversations, the last thing I need for that guy to be keeping an eye on me. It's already bad enough he sent that little imp. But don't worry, you'll still be there, hopefully. Just not as much him as you are you. Hopefully.
You're a fool.
No, I'm a problem solver. And he's going to, just like with the other guy, attempt to transfer the energy, which, because it's radiant, he's assuming it has a positive effect, into the sword.
Mm-hmm. The sword drinks it greedily. You hear it going, yes, yes, the power, the control, yes. You begin to see a figure manifest holding the hilt of the sword, a rather fiendish looking entity. And as he materializes more completely, this is the essence of the gods, and you're giving it to me.
Well, here's the thing. I never disagreed with what you were saying. I just didn't like the fact that you were saying it on behalf of someone else. Honestly, you can do whatever you want. It doesn't matter to me what happens to this world at this point. I'm just here for the ride.
Are you going to continue channel energy from the Sunstone and into the Braziel Blade?
I assume once he takes some kind of form, Tommy would stop and place the energy. Basically, he'll make he'll do the process he would normally do to create a shard of lycosite, except, with this remaining radiant energy.
Don't stop now. I can feel it. I need more. And
See, look,
he brings up his own hand and begins drawing the energy directly from your sunstone.
see, now you're being greedy. But I'd be lying if I said it wouldn't be fun to see what actually happens. Tommy, against what seems like it should be his better judgment, just lets him do it.
Would Tommy be curious at all about what would happen if he used his own sword against him?
Wait, what do you mean?
I mean, what? He's still holding the sword in his other hand, whilst with the hand that's not holding the sword, he's pulling the energy. He's clearly solely focused on taking as much energy as he can, and
So what you're saying is he's not really paying attention.
right. And you know that sword can absorb the soul of anyone it stabs.
This could be funny.
Yeah.
Tommy's going to attempt to take the sword into his own hand. Or hands.
All right. I want you to make a grapple, and since you're an artificer, you can add your flash of genius to the roll.
Alright, so you said grapple, so athletics?
Athletics.
Okay. And I think I'll just preemptively just put flash of genius. Yeah, I haven't used any, so might as well.
Okay. You manage to grab the sword from his hand, and in the moment that he's going, "What? What are you doing?" What are you going to do?
Swing it at him.
Roll a hit.
Alright, so what was this again? Plus...
Be D20 plus 6, but an advantage because he's distracted.
Nice.
Nat 20. As you plunge the sword into Braziel's chest, we end up with a feedback loop of the sword drawing the Braziel's energy into itself, while the sword tries to feed Braziel. You see Braziel gives up his focus on the sunstone as he tries to prevent himself from being absorbed into his own blade. And in the process, as you see him roar with anger and contempt, disappearing into his own sword, you see the sword begin to crack with light, and it shatters, sending shards of black metal all over the fucking place.
I mean, he has to roll dex save to avoid, being fucking impaled.
That might be a good idea, yeah. You want to make a dex save, Tommy? Or are you going to allow several splinters of black razor to penetrate your...
I mean, Tommy will attempt to dodge it.
Alright. And your AC is 22, so yeah, fuck it. one of the two of them do plink off your outer shell, but yeah, doesn't do any damage to you because fucking AC of 22. Well done.
You know, it's kind of funny. You think a demon would know when they're being deceived?
He's too arrogant. He thought he had you. But anyway. And that's the reason why Braziel is in hundreds of shards in the future.
Hell yeah.
Well, should go see how the rest of them are getting on. He just kind of dusts himself off and walks back in.
And you see, so you walk in seeing Obdal with their hands on the clearly dead body of the elf, and with a large diamond sitting on their chest. And
if anything, Frank's like, what the fuck was that?
Tilbus looking on anxiously. Oh yeah, you probably would have all heard the explosion.
You will have to be more specific.
The loud ass roaring, what sounds like an immovable object meeting an unstoppable force.
Okay, so when I said be more specific, you went in the opposite direction.
Fafnir.
I don't know. Who else would? I don't know. I'm trying to think how else someone that doesn't know magic would describe
An explosion.
I mean, I thought you could just say explosion.
Yeah, then Frank would probably got it. Then what about that random roll in a big ass explosion?
I mean, isn't that not? It was an explosion.
What the fuck happened?
Oh, right. The sword exploded.
What?
Yeah, the sword, it exploded. I don't know how much clearer I can be about that.
You're probably brushing a splinter of black metal off of your shoulder as you're talking.
Please tell me you did not just release another fucking devil on the world.
No.
I think the opposite, actually.
Yep.
Confused tail wags.
Oh, right. The sword exploded, and I assume that man we met, I guess? You met earlier exploded along with it.
More confused tail wags. He does not know which
Yes.
man you mean.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I believe his name was Braziel.
Excited tail wags.
Yeah, she's right now trying to see if she can't kickstart his heart again.
What happened?
Hopefully.
He seemed better when I last saw him.
Sorry.
He was very energetic, more so than he had been in a long time. And right as we reached the moment of happiness, I think his heart gave out.
That's a way to go.
Obdal, hearing this, I want you to make an insight check.
Okay. I'm hoping we can bring him back. He's one of my favourite side characters.
You've never gone.
Insight is plus 11. Was it insight you said? And I've
Yeah.
never what?
Go on. Keep going. Roll your. Alright. If his heart gave out in a physical way, if his heart is physically damaged, you already know that this spell isn't going to work. It's not going to be able to repair the damage to the organ.
Right. So he would need a regenerate.
He would need a regenerate. Yeah.
Oh.
Resurrection spell.
Ugdal's going to sigh and say, okay, I've got good news and I got bad news.
Good news?
Provided I can cast the regenerate spell could I'm having trouble bringing him back. His heart gave out. Good news, if I have the regenerate spell, or with a regenerate spell, I can fix his heart and from there revive him. Bad news, I need at least a night to prepare the regeneration spell. Good news, as long as I do it within about 10 days, I can bring him back to life.
Oh, good. Good. I'll,
Bad news. I don't know with all the necrotic energy around how it's going to affect his body.
I'll keep it preserved. I know a spell that will help.
What kind of spell is that? Because some spells can prevent the effects of a reviving.
Oh. Well, I believe that it's gentle. He's talking about gentle repose.
Yeah, that can stop it, can't it? And how long does gentle repose last? It's like 10 days, isn't it?
Yeah. So, which would give you, in theory, 10 days to prepare a better way to bring him back to life.
There's a more powerful version of this spell.
Well, if you can find a better way to do it, then if I don't see you again within 10 days, I will cast the spell again. I will keep him fresh for as long as I have to until we find a solution.
Okay, I need to get a little bit stronger to be able to cast the stronger version of this spell.
Okay.
Good thing we're probably going to have to fend off undead and those griffins.
Okay. What do you need to make sure that you come back alive?
Out of character, what would you suggest?
Well, you don't know much about him at the moment, what he can offer, but what do you think would help?
Probably some level of protection.
You need armor.
I can fly, though. Armor isn't good if you need to fly about.
Okay. Let me think on it.
I have suggestion. We're probably going to have to be hanging around here for a while, you know, fending off dead and all of that. So perhaps as long as we stay close-ish, and if we need your aid, we can call for it.
Okay.
'Cause
I may not be a very good company, but yeah. Whatever you need to bring him back. I can't be without him. Please, just whatever it takes. Bring him back.
pat, 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 pat.
And we'll put a pin in it there.
Oh, that was emotional.
Damn.
Well,
And we gone over by about 30 minutes, and that's okay because I was late anyway.
Yeah.
Tommy.
So yeah, I hope you guys listening have enjoyed this as much as we enjoyed playing, and that you like and subscribe so you can hear what happens next, see what Fafnir is up to in the background while all this is going on. And I hope you join our community on Discord. In the meantime, no matter what role you play, have a good game.